In today's episode, I chat with my friend Vicky. She was a client, but of course, they all become friends. She's this awesome entrepreneur in the tech and startup world, and we discuss not just pronunciation and confidence and clarity, but the role of women in tech and the importance of emotional intelligence, ways to handle work stress, and how clear communication can make a huge difference in business and beyond. And this is the first of 3 sessions that I had with Vicky, so look forward to those upcoming too. I'm really excited. I'm Bianca, your personal American accent coach, and I'm here to help you master an American accent in English because your voice is your choice when it comes to how you sound. I try to release a podcast episode every 2 weeks, and so you should really subscribe to whatever podcast platform you use so that you don't miss the newest episode. And by the way, if you want to see the full video of the episode, it's available at Accent Coach Bianca on YouTube. Now, let's get on with the show. So, Victoria, I know you pretty well, but other people don't know you. Can you introduce yourself and tell us about where you are, who you are, what's important to you? A little brief introduction.
Yes, hi, my name is Victoria, and I'm a founder of a mobile app which is called Congrats. We created this app to solve your problem of what to give to your close ones on their birthdays and some other occasions, which are a lot. And with this app, you can create a gift card with a nice picture of yourself on it and send it at once to your close one, to a loved one, and give them an emotion and greet them with a card. Actually, it's actual money. The person can obviously use it at any occasion and any place they want to.
Yes. I like how you said with actual money. The gift is not just the sentimental picture of you, but it's actually a gift card as well. So it's personalized gift card for, as you said, loved ones. I think one time you just said ones or close ones, I think you said. And we don't say close ones. We always say loved ones. Always. Yeah, loved ones. Exactly. So can you tell us a little story about how this came to your mind? What sparked your idea for this? Do you have any remembrance of that?
Oh yeah, it always happens to me when someone's birthday is coming and I have run out of ideas what to give this person. Or the worst case scenario, I know that the birthday is approaching.
Scenario.
When someone's birthday is tomorrow and you still have no idea about the present. It is last minute gift, money if you wish, in a nice form, and stick a little bit of emotion there and to try and make it not just money, but something more.
Yeah. Because gift cards are traditionally kind of cold. There's almost like a joke about them. Oh, you don't know me well enough to pick a gift, so I'm just going to give you a gift card at a store that I hope you like. But this makes it really personal. It bridges that gap between just a gift card and an actual
It's a banking card plus. So it's not just a certificate. It's a banking card. So you can use it wherever you want to. It's not just something which expires.
Like a Z like a zebra, expires.
Which expires in a couple of months, and you have like plastic. Here you get a card, you can go anywhere and shop and maybe buy the present of your dream on that card.
I didn't realize that. So it's not attached to a particular store. I don't have to know what store the person likes to shop at. It's an account, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes, it's
in a way.
In a bigger sense. To make banking also not this account. I'm trying to play with banking and not create this cold accounts and there is accountant or an officer sitting in the bank branch and you have to go there and open your account, sign off lots of papers maybe, or it's a prepaid card, but it's again cold.
Oh, syllable stress. Prepaid card.
Then it's a prepaid card and you still have to go somewhere and buy it. So this card arrives right onto your phone immediately without any hassle, and you can add it to your Apple Wallet or your Google Wallet.
So it's a surprise as well. It's boom, it's on your phone and you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that as well. And look, this is my friend. I see them. Maybe it's a picture of like us at a wedding or something like that. And it could be something really personal and surprising and, like you said, instant.
Yes, instant delight.
Yes. And easy for the person giving the gift as well, because it's got to be pretty easy for me to just go and get something. I just need a photo of my friend and the amount that I want to spend. Is that all I need as a person trying to give this?
Yes, you can go even further. It may not be, you can attach there a photo of your cat or the dream shoes, let's say, if it's a girl, all these fancy stuff. We have a little bit know-how embedded in our startup, as we always do. And this small tip is our AI algorithm, which helps to moderate your photo or your pictures so that the card looks perfectly fine and the banks are accepting that.
Oh, I see. So it takes the photo that I choose and, let's say, conforms it to fit what it needs to fit. I see. So I don't need a lot of technical know-how or anything like that.
Yes. And if for some reason some bad guys try to attach something bad on that, don't go.
You mean like hackers or something like that?
Yeah. Hackers or the people who want to display some inappropriate pictures.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that. Yeah, I could see how that could pop up. Let's say, yeah. And on the flip side of that, I was just thinking, let's say the gift is for a child and they want, I don't know, a specific toy. I know this kid who wanted I think it was $300 Lego tower. Yes. Wow, that's a lot. But maybe you can maybe not contribute $300, but you could put, let's say, I don't know, $25, $50 with a picture of the target of that Lego tower that the kid wants on there.
And again, you can go further and we call that the group present. So you can combine all the cards for your child. Let's say your grandma always wants to send a $50 card and you've got $20 card and then your some relatives can add on, and so that the dream tower is in the pocket. It's as easy as that.
Nice. Yeah, I can see how that would be especially useful for kids who have often really big presents in mind, but you're not gonna buy that whole present, but you can get together with people and work on it together. Oh, I love that. That's really awesome. So you told us a little bit about the story behind it, or let's say what problem this solves. And was there any point in your past when you had this idea and something happened? How did this spark come to you? Do you remember?
Well, you know what? I've been in FinSpace a while. I spent a decade in the card network.
Can you pause for a second? Can you name the industry again? Is it
Fintech.
How do you spell it?
Financial technology.
Oh, fin. Is it fin or is it fine? I have no idea. Is it fin? Okay, it's something that I wouldn't know. It's like jargon there. Okay, so you said fintech. Okay, now I know what that is, what that refers to. It's not a word I'm aware of. So we've got fintech, and then for 10 years, syllable stress, decade. No, so syllable stress on the first one. Decade.
I've spent in fintech. I spent a decade in fin industry.
Decade.
And I'm
decade. Like a deck of cards. A deck of cards. Decade.
Decade.
There we go.
I spent a decade in fintech industry. I was within the card network, and before that, I was again in card production industry. So the cards.
Don't forget the DZ cards.
The cards were with me for a while, and I always tried and find some solutions to make them right.
Tried to find in the past, tried to find or found. Pick one. Tried to find. I always tried to find.
I always tried to find some solutions to make them pop, to make them not that boring. And this digital time which came helps us at last, finally, to come to work with technology a little bit.
Technology. Nice.
And digital era brought us some fancy ways how we work with technology and make it pop, make it for everyone. And again, I had a really bad memory. And I always in the situation that someone's birthday is around the corner and I have no idea about the present. That's how it appeared. That's how I was in. So yeah.
Okay, so it seems to me that this has always been in the back of your mind a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't have the technology, we didn't have the ability, and now that that's caught up, you can finally make this dream happen. Is that right?
Yes, and I matched the technology and my card industry knowledge within the card network and the banks to make sure that all the running parts are not missing.
Or puzzle pieces, exactly.
So another puzzle I've got now is how to make it live.
Make it live. Live as in to be alive. Yeah, live and live. Those are hard ones. To make it live or be alive or come alive. So either one is correct. Yeah, make it live. You're going to breathe some life into it. So what are your current challenges then right now? If the technology is there, what?
Yeah, now what? Now I need to put together all the puzzle pieces, and every puzzle piece is moving. So I need to catch up all the moving pieces, partner with the proper companies.
A little bit tongue in the back. Proper, as in box.
Proper.
There we go.
To partner with the proper companies and make sure all the cords, all the technology, all the APIs, if you wish, are up and running, and the card delivery process is smooth and without any hassle.
Okay, so right now you're doing many things, it seems. You're checking the technology, you're forming the partnerships with the people to make sure that this comes alive. It seems like you're doing a bit of everything. Is that
Oh yeah, I wear multiple hats right now. And I cannot say you
or tell you
what my current role is because it's pretty much of everything.
Maybe now's a good time to talk about women in business and women in technology. What about your hats, let's say, as a woman, as a mother, as a wife? Maybe you can tell us more about these other hats that you have and the balance.
Yeah, women who work and try and balance the family life and the career often find themselves in the double bind.
Double bind, good one.
In the double bind, it is when you are damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, and you really can't win. If you don't have children, for instance, people will wonder why you don't have children. If you have children, they will wonder why you're running for office and not for home, taking care of children. It brings so much pressure. It's so much pressure in your life. And sometimes I talk to another women, startup women, and they always try to trade off their hopes and dreams and aspirations for their family. And it's often in conflict with their own ambitions themselves, the professional wise.
And what do you think is the real challenge there? What is actually the main problem there, in your opinion?
I was flooded myself with all that. And I'm pretty sure that it permeates every society on earth.
Permeates, I think. Permeates, as in comes through. Permeates.
Yes, like,
there we go.
Yeah. And it permeates every society on earth. And once you accept it, you need to figure out how you navigate.
Navigate.
And once you accept it, you figure out how you navigate. And there are lots of different strategies.
Syllable stress. Strategies.
And there are a lot of different strategies. The first one, actually, my favorite one, is to ignore it and work.
Ignore the problem and it'll go away.
Yeah, and you just work.
Hold on. You laugh. We laugh. We're like, just ignore the problem. But maybe that is a really valid solution because the problem seems to be society's problem.
Of course.
That's their problem, not my problem. So maybe you're onto something.
Don't take it. Yeah, you just work as you did and try to balance and all this stuff.
Exactly.
So the other strategy is to try and confront the issue, try and speak out. But I also did that. But I found that you're losing so much energy from that. So
it's draining.
It's draining, yes.
Yeah, you can't hold the ocean back with like your hands.
Yes, and you can't do that anyways because it's a society problem, it's not yours.
Yeah, you can't fix the world, absolutely, yeah. So it's draining for you to even try. Sometimes we want to fight against these things, but it ends up just draining us and not changing the problem as much as we'd hoped. I get you. So ignore the problem, fight the problem. Tell me more.
And what I found appropriate for me, and it works eventually, what works for me is I'm trying to find the alliances with other women.
Alliances with an N and then like scissors. Alliances.
And I try to find the alliances with other women, maybe like just other women, and try and work together, advocate for each other, to support each other. So this is pretty working solutions. And like when I have a lot of energy, I even can stand and confront the issue for someone else. It's easier. For some reason, it's easier to do for someone else than for yourself.
Good point. Yeah, good point. It's like we prefer sometimes to fight for other people than to fight for ourselves. Yeah. Yes. And maybe that's because when we fight for ourselves, we have too much to lose. But if we fight for other people, anything we do is better than nothing, perhaps. Yeah. And where do you find these other women that you can form alliances with? Are they online? Are they in person? Like, how does a person do that?
That's, thank God, I have a good network and I have good mentors who help. Mentors who probably 2 steps in front of me, who went through the same things in their early stages.
Don't forget those Z's, things, stages.
Who experienced the same things on their earlier stages.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm lucky enough and I'm ready to support someone else.
And you're going to keep going. And then it feels really good when you're in a position also to help somebody else. I have this extra energy. Maybe I'm not going to push against the ocean today, but I can help somebody else with their
somebody
problems.
else. And it's better than nothing. And it's better than you thrown in front of this huge ocean all by yourself, right?
Yes, because the wave is going to come and just tumble you around and spit you back out. Yeah, I get that. Wow. And it feels like when I spend my energy on someone else, my energy actually comes back to me.
Doubles.
Right? Yeah, I get more energy from helping somebody else than I sometimes get from helping myself. And I definitely am going to lose all that energy and not get any back when I'm trying to fight the ocean. That's how I
Yeah, and this help and this support and this alliance can, like, it may be all around your company and business and profession, but it also can be something what we do right now. Improving my pronunciation skills is kind of helping me, is like our alliance. And to stand in front of the ocean at some point, and it's a very rewarding process, actually.
Yeah. And what you just said, how you married those two things. So we were talking about women and business and the fact that it can be lonely, it can be difficult right now. And me, I'm helping you feel more confident so that you can stand up, so that you can represent the other women in business and that you can help them in a way. And you can say, look, if I did it, you can do it. Here's how you can do that. So I love how you just kind of put those two things together, you know?
Yeah, it's easier to be heard when you're seen and vice versa. It's easier to be seen when you're heard.
It's the worst to be invisible anytime, but also because of my gender. The reason that I'm invisible is because I'm a woman, to me, that's just an insult. It's just so insulting. And if you look at these great ideas that someone can have and contribute to everybody's well-being, but then you're going to turn them off for that? Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yes, totally. More alliances will make our lives better.
And maybe, like we said, like there's the ocean here, but if there's enough of us and we build a wall, like we can keep the ocean back. We can have strength in numbers and we can change things then. But as one single person, It's really hard to do. Yes, so we're talking about changing society as well, which is a big deal. Oof. So it started out with gift cards, and now we're changing society.
Oh, yeah.
A big deal. But I feel like it's true also because there's a book called Girl Decoded. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay. And
I haven't read it yet.
And it does remind me of you a little bit because we think of AI as being cold and logical. Just to generalize, women generally have more EI or emotional intelligence. So if we have to really marry AI and EI, and it might sound silly, but your card, your idea of a gift card, it already does that. It takes this cold thing of a gift card, this cold transactional thing, and it adds this element of humanness and emotion together. And it's already, that's what it's doing.
It's like you hugging someone. Mm-hmm. It's a virtual hug.
Exactly. Exactly. And to generalize, again, that's not something that you would think of a man of coming up with. Oh, I need a virtual hug for my birthday. That's just something that I think a woman might be more likely to come up with. So yes. I think yeah, we started talking about like a small thing. It's a project, it's a business, but really it touches a lot of huge things, I think.
Humanity, yes. And especially in those cold spaces like banks and accounting.
Cold spaces, not called, cold. There we go.
The cold spaces like banks. And there are some biases around the banks and how people should act there and how they should act with the cars. So I'm trying to make it a little bit
softer, maybe. Yeah. Take those hard edges and make them into a soft, rounded edge, at least. Yeah. Yeah. Money is very cold. Banking spaces are very cold. And I think in part they want it that way. They want to separate you from your money, maybe so you are not emotionally attached. But I think historically, there's been a big separation. There's banks, there's a bank, and there's a person. And it almost feels like instead of them working for you, like you owe them something. But really, their purpose is to serve you. And we pay them to serve us. So why can't it be more personal? Why can't money be more personal? So that's something else I really love about your idea. I just love it. I love the whole thing.
Thanks.
Yes. So now what? I know you're wearing all the different hats, including all the gender hats as well that come along with that. But what is your biggest challenge at work right now? What do you need to get done to make this come alive?
I'm on the later stages. My next step will be the MVP launch, and MVP launch means that we're gonna open that.
We're gonna
open that app for a few people to see
A
how
few.
it goes.
A few people.
See how it goes, to test and to do end-to-end testing, how they call that. And then the floor is ours.
And then, da 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 da. So you're actually quite close then to releasing this. Oh, so exciting. So exciting. So maybe my birthday is in June. Maybe by June I could get one. Or is that too early?
Send you the card. Yes, it's likely that by June
Really?
I can send you either the privileged group of your first few users, or maybe we'll roll it out by June.
That's so exciting. I don't have children, but maybe it's like having a pregnancy where you're really big, you're ready to burst, and it just feels, come on already, let's get this finished. I want to meet the baby kind of thing. Is that how you're feeling now?
Yeah, the last few weeks are
Last.
weeks, you just can't wait to start it any longer. You're big enough. You're like, you can't until, oh my God.
And you're focusing on that anticipation, on that, let's say that birth. And then maybe we forget, not only is there the birth, but everything changes after that. So everything's going to change soon, right?
And there were a few times of this week maybe, but I was too tired of focusing on that, on the launch. And tried to switch and do some other things, together some nice policies or other, because it's still a
Policies? Nice.
Compliance, the insurance, and all that
fun stuff. Yes. And was that to get your mind off of this? Was that helpful to get your mind off of things?
Yes. And again, our lessons serve me well when I am preparing to their session or
for the session.
When I'm preparing for the session, I always try to clear my thought process to have some lines, like bullet points, and try and think about totally different topics rather than all these nice little things like compliance.
I think that serves two purposes. First of all, it makes you more prepared for our time together. It makes it more effective. Getting your bullet points down, you always come with questions. You basically drive the bus in our sessions. You pretty much tell me what you want to work on, and that's what we work on. So it keeps you more focused for the English session, but also it probably frees your mind a little bit. Because when you stop working on work, usually that's when you've got great ideas. Sometimes when you stop, you're more effective that way too.
And brings me some clarity. Yeah, it's like meditation. You totally switched off, you do the other thing, but still there are a few thoughts and your thinking process is on, the bulb is on, you always think, but you do it better, in a better way. And even my emails got better. I have practiced this too. Not just speaking and accent coaching, it's also how we structure our conversations
and communication. Because I can just say some stuff. I can, but that's not very great. I want to think about what I'm going to say. I want to be more concise maybe in my emails. I want to choose the best words, and I want to get used to that vocabulary and used to saying it really well.
Because this written is always reflects in the writing.
Becoming better at speaking makes you better at writing. Becoming better at writing makes you better at speaking. Yeah, we started out reading some books, actually. Remember, we were reading some books, your favorite books out loud. And I think that's when we noticed about your rhythm and, which words stick out more. And we were able to kind of marry that back. So you were reading out loud, then you were speaking, and then your writing got better too. So it's a nice little cycle that happens there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I needed. I think everyone needs to do that as well.
Yeah, I need that in Spanish, to be honest. I help people with their English, but at the expense of my other languages too, because this is my work. I do this all day, just like you. And so my second language takes a back seat, but it needs to be a little bit more present in my life because of what you said earlier, which is whatever's in the front of your mind, something in the back of your mind, it's still processing, it's still working. Like when you're dreaming, same thing. Something else is happening back there, but then you switch those things and the other thing comes to the front of your mind, the thing in the back is still working as well. So whenever you're working on, let's say, English or language, your work stuff, it's still getting worked out. And then when you switch and you do your work mode, your English is also working on in the background. So it's like double duty.
Yes, and you know what? It helps you to prepare your questions to your Spanish teacher. Like I also study right now other languages, Italian and Mandarin. And when
Mandarin.
And when I study those, I find similarities, like maybe not in Mandarin, but in Italian. And it helps me to ask the better questions. Otherwise, it's all new for you. But when you do it once and you find some similarities and the written, the intonation, the connected speech, and it works for other languages pretty much as well.
Exactly. And yeah, I forgot, you're a bit of a polyglot. So you can, in the back of your mind, you can compare and contrast all the different languages, not just the similarities, but also those little differences. So there's rhythm and there's word stress and there's syllable stress. And we were talking about, I think, how in Mandarin, the intonation of the word makes it a different word. Yes. Yeah. So we've got tones for Mandarin, and that tells us the word, that tells us the vocabulary. But in English, the intonation, the function there is more for connection, understanding somebody better, knowing what's behind their words. Yeah.
Personalities. Yes.
Let's bring that back to business. So you're a woman, you're in business, you're in tech. How does your intonation and your rhythm, let's say specifically, how does that help you do your job better?
Well, in many ways, actually. Again, it's a circle. When you start doing something better, you feel yourself confident. And it's all about psychology as well. Because once you have your confidence and your better intonation and your tone of voice and your speech better, people start listening. And in my personal experience, I started to communicate better and maybe speaking less, but more powerful at some point. And it's a different attitude to you as well. Because once you are when we are trying to show ourselves and we are not confident in ourselves, we tend to speak faster, use many words, trying to say the same stuff in different ways, like
the same things
in few ways, and your speech becomes so
too much. It's like when, let's say, a painting, right? A modern painting. It can be with paint everywhere, it's splattered everywhere, somebody's talking, you stop listening. But if somebody says...
Stop listening. And now, with my experience, I started to improve my English, and now I hear when somebody else does the same mistakes like I did, and start asking a question, asking the question, for instance, and they got caught, like people don't catch what they are asking about. And the person becomes to explain everything once again and probably try to use different intonation, but it ruins because
you're gone. You're long gone.
Yes. And now I see that moving away from me. I try and teach my teammates, team members to structure their answers to ask or answer in a shorter way, in shorter sentences, maybe make it clear, not smart.
I love it. Make it clear, not clever. Yes. And speaking of mantras, my favorite saying maybe is, you might like this person called Brene Brown. Do you know Brene Brown?
Yes.
So she has a book and she says, clear is kind, unclear is unkind. And I love that. And especially if we're thinking about emotion, especially at work, people often want to be clever, they want to look good, but at the end you're left thinking, what were they saying exactly? Like, I don't quite know the keywords, or I don't know the point, or was he just talking to hear himself speak? Sometimes it's hard to know, but we want to get a job done and we want to be clear about what we need or what we want. So I like both of those together. Clear is kind and clear, not clever. I like it. I like it very much. Yes.
And you asked how I changed, apart from the confidence which I had more of, I started to talk and speak clearer. Sometimes it's a tiny little thing that changes everything. It's like you try to find some, especially when you are talking over the phone or people don't see you, and it's very easy to fail. Very easy to fail, and it's very easy to lose your partner.
Your conversation partner,
better speech, with better connected speech, with better intonations, and all this fancy work we do, I realized that people started understand me more and accept me more. That's the next thing. Especially with you being a boss or having a team. In my case, it's a huge team, international team, where people come from diversity team.
Yeah, it's a very diverse team.
It's a very diverse team from different continents, from different countries. We must find, say, our tone of voice, the team tone.
The culture that you're trying to create in your team as well. This is how we communicate. This is how we are in this family, in this team. Yeah, because we have different voices that we use. When you go home to your kids, you have your mom voice, you have a wife voice, you have a friend voice, you have boss voice, and you have team voice. We have all of these different hats that we wear. And so those hats have little voices attached to them, I think. And you just made me think of something very interesting as well. To kind of wrap up, I'm going to ask you if there's any way that we can help. Is there any what we can look out for? Anything the audience, how they can find you, for example? But I just had this final thought, which was we talked about AI being cold and then EI, the emotional component, and how we have to find a way to put them together. And then you were talking about clarity. And to me, clarity is pronunciation. Did I do a s or a z? Is my th okay? Making my words clear. But then the other side, just like AI and EI, to me, what we call prosody, the intonation, the syllable stress, the word stress, the rhythm, all of these things help us to connect better, connect with our team, connect with our friends. So what you just said made me think of, AI, EI, pronunciation, and prosody. We need both of them. And most people focus on AI and most people focus on pronunciation. But the real connection happens with the prosody, the intonation, the rhythm, stuff like that.
I'm totally with you. Even if your vocabulary is not that big, you still can be clear and you still can communicate verbally or unverbally. You still can smile.
Non-verbally, we say. Non-verbally. Non-verbally. Instead of unverbally, we say non-verbally.
Non-verbally, you still can smile when you talk. You still can have, like you said, different voices or maybe some lower voices, voices, whatever. And it all comes not from the vocabulary or just the pronunciation. Your personality comes through you.
Yeah.
It comes from you. It comes through you. It's like your...
But how does it come through you? It comes through your voice. It comes up and out through your voice. And that's how we can not only see, but feel and hear your personality. Yes. And that's what's missing often in business. Business is usually very cold, and we need this more human aspect to it too. So I think, wow, I feel like everything we talked about, we're just like, everything's connected, man. It's like a really interesting talk that I've had with you today. And I absolutely love it. I know you're getting ready to have the baby, so to say. You're getting ready to show us all the new baby. And where can we find you? Where can we follow you? How can we get in touch with you? People that are interested in this kind of thing, so that we all get birthday gift cards and holiday gift cards now with our faces on them.
Well, I'm not that social yet.
Okay.
You can follow me on Instagram. But I'm going to work on that too.
Okay. So in the future, then we'll have you back here on the podcast and we're going to get the update. Actually, maybe we should around June, let's say, when everything is ready and the baby is born, let's have you come back and tell us how things are going. How does that sound? Yes.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Awesome. So good talking to you, Vicky. And hopefully we'll talk to you very soon. Good luck with everything. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bianca.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
If you found this episode helpful in any way, please subscribe and leave a review. It's actually really helpful to me. Now, before I go, I have 2 tasks for you to do. First, I want you to register and come to my free monthly masterclass. They're on the last Thursday of the month. In just 1 hour, you're going to master a specific American accent skill. For example, the TH sound or rhythm. The Zoom registration link actually changes each month. So the second and maybe more important thing I want to ask you to do is to sign up for my mailing list, because you're going to get the registration link each month and you're going to get bonus materials before and after the masterclass that I only send to my email list subscribers. The email opt-in link is down in the show notes. Be sure to sign up for my mailing list and come to the monthly masterclass for free. I'm Bianca, your personal American accent coach, and I want you to know that your voice is your choice. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the show. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.